away my day.
Hey guys, James here. Thanks for joining me today. I would like to present to you guys a Pokemon Moon version Nuzlocke challenge. And that's right, I thought it'd be a lot of fun to play a Nuzlocke run with you guys, give you something fun to watch in a Pokemon main series. I did consider just playing the game itself without a Nuzlocke run, but I decided, you know what, Nuzlockes are just a lot more fun to watch, and I enjoy playing them personally, just for the challenge itself. And if you guys aren't familiar with what a Nuzlocke challenge is, let me quickly explain to you what that means. So, Nuzlocke is a self-imposed set of rules that you assign to yourself playing a Pokemon main series game, designed to make the game much more challenging and make you feel like you're really close to your Pokemon. So, the main rule of a Nuzlocke challenge is that if your Pokemon faints, it is gone for good, indefinitely. You have to release the Pokemon or put it into a PC box, typically called the graveyard or something like that, and never be able to use that Pokemon again. And then the other big rule that comes with it is that you can only catch the first Pokemon you encounter in a given area. So, not only do you lose your Pokemon permanently when they faint, but you can't just keep supplying more Pokemon infinitely. You're very limited to the Pokemon you can have. So, then there's like a couple of smaller rules that people can kind of mix and match to their playstyle. So I'll go over the other optional rules that I will be applying to my run, which are these. So, first of all, Blackout. If I lose all of my Pokemon in my party, if I lose any fight, then it's a game over. That's it. I lose. I'd have to start all over. Second rule, nicknames. I think it's so much more fun to nickname the Pokemon that you catch in these Nuzlocke runs because you end up getting pretty attached to them that way. So it makes you just kind of really want to fight for their survival a little bit harder. A fun twist to this nicknaming thing, I thought it'd be fun if you guys nicknamed my Pokemon for me. So, until I get to the second island, I won't nickname my Pokemon yet, but on that second island there is the name raider and I can change the nicknames of the Pokemon. So, if you guys think of a cool idea or funny or cute name for my Pokemon, then drop a comment below and I'll consider that name for my Pokemon once I get to the second island. And then just a couple more rules. So, I'm going to set the options to battle style set, not shift. It's going to make it a little bit more challenging, so I won't be able to swap out my Pokemon in between the other trainers' Pokemon. And I'm going to be having the experience share off. So my Pokemon individually will have to get their own experience. I also won't be able to run standardly, so I won't be able to hit that run option on the bottom of the screen, but I am able to use moves or items that will help me escape from battle. And then the dupes clause I will be applying. That just means that if the first encounter for a certain area is a Pokemon that I already have, then I don't count that and I get to catch the next Pokemon. And then also the shiny clause. If I find a shiny Pokemon, I'm catching it. I'm not just gonna let it go for the sake of a Nuzlocke run. And then the last little rule is something I made up myself, and I think this is gonna be a lot of fun. So, sometimes players will have this rule where they get to resurrect one of their Pokemon every time they beat a gym leader or pass a trial or grand trial. I'm gonna do a variation of that. So, instead of resurrecting, every time I pass a trial or grand trial, I will get a credit to be able to breed one of my Pokemon to make a legacy child. So I thought that would be really fun because this way if my Pokemon faint, they're still gone for good, but their legacy can be carried on by their legitimate child. So I thought that'd be a lot of fun. Now, just a quick explanation of the layout we have here, guys. My top screen is showing here, bottom screen here, and these 6 spots are going to be where I will display my current party at that time. And here is where I will keep track of those credits to where I'll be able to breed my Pokemon. So every time I pass a trial, that will be kept track of right here. And lastly, over here is my information. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and if you guys would like to support the beginning of my channel, then check out my Patreon account. That's the top one there. And with my Patreon, it's actually really cool. You guys can donate $1 a month or up to $20 a month, but if you donate at least $5 a month, there's actual rewards you guys can earn there, so check it out. And without further ado, let's get this game started. I am so excited. Alright, here we go. Begin game. So, I'm not going to read through all of this game's text. I've played this game several times, I've already read it plenty of times. So if you guys are really interested in the story of this game, I will scroll through the text slow enough so that you can either speed read it, or if you really want to, you could pause the video to read important text. And I'll probably be reading through more of the important parts of the story, but especially for this initial part of the game, I'm just going to kind of go through it. I just want to get started. I would rather not spend, you know, a half hour just doing the intro of the game where you guys have nothing to actually watch, content-wise. So yeah. Now, I already have an idea of what my starter will be. I'm considering Rowlet or Poplio, because both of them will be able to help me in the first grand trial, which is fighting type. So yes, Rowlet will be able to get a stab for his flying moves and do more damage, but Poplio ends up getting a fairy type move pretty early on that might help as well. So I don't know. I mean, the fairy type is good against dark as well, and there are some dark Pokemon on the island. I don't know. I'm going to keep my options open until I get to it, but for now, I'm choosing the character that looks the most like me. I'm just going to name my character based off of myself, which is James. There we go. So you go by James? Yes, I do. That's why I typed it there. 10-4, good buddy. Alright. Yeah, so I've done Nuzlocks before on several different games. I've actually never done a Nuzlocke on Moon version, but like I said, I have played Moon a couple of times. I played Ultra Moon as well, so I'm pretty familiar with the area and what goes on. So I feel well equipped. I think I'll be able to do this for sure. I've been playing Pokemon games for a long time. I know how battles work. I definitely know strategy, so don't worry guys. We're gonna make it. We're gonna beat this Nuzlocke run. I really do enjoy the cinematic here, especially the way it ends. And considering how the previous Pokemon games before this looked, graphic-wise, this was such an improvement. I remember the first time I watched the cinematic, I was just so impressed. I mean, sure, Pokemon games don't have the best graphics out there, but for a Pokemon game, this was actually very impressive. Yeah, that is such an awesome intro. She gets to escape, gets teleported away, and then camera pans up and shows Pokemon Moon. Alright, 3 months later. I think we're getting to start any second now. Yep, so this is the first island of the Alola region. There are 4 islands in total. Actually 5 if you're including the man-made island in the center. Ah, could anything be more soothing? The first evening spent under Alola's calm moon. I feel like I could stay here out all night. That's enough of that. Time to unpack these boxes. Man, I feel you, Mom. Moving is a pain. So much work. And I'm actually going to have to be experiencing that pretty soon. If you guys have been watching my main series videos, you know that Jacqueline and I are actually going to be moving to Canada in like less than 2 months, about 2 months from now. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to start the moving process as well. I mean, moving is always exciting, but the actual packing and unpacking, not so much. Alright, here we are. Our first Nuzlocke run of the channel. This is so exciting. I'm just gonna skip through all of this text here. This is not important stuff. Basically, she's like, oh, we're in Alola now. Why don't you go and explore it? Like, well, duh, of course I'm going to go explore it. It's a Pokemon game, after all. Professor Kukui, my man. Hey there, James. The name's Kukui. Good to meet you, cousin. I like how he always shouts, yeah, and woo at the end of all of his sentences. And it's interesting that there's a reference to the fact that the mom watched Kukui fight the Kanto gym leaders and how he apparently didn't do so well when he challenged them. I thought that was pretty interesting. I don't know if that's actually important information or not, but I thought they might tie that in later, but I don't think they ever actually did anything with that information. And there are so many Kanto references in this game. I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys that don't know the story yet, but I mean, especially with like the fact that there's Alolan variants and how you don't really see the Kanto region variants in this game too often. And there's actually a lot of things where the Kanto region is referenced quite a bit. Oh, that's right, she wants me to get my bag and hat. Yeah, at the end of the first playthrough here, I thought for sure I was going to be able to go back to the Kanto region and challenge all of the gym leaders there, just like you were able to do in Pokemon Gold and Silver. But it turns out that was not the case. They just kind of closed up the game right there. But I do love the extra post-game content that they added for Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. That is awesome stuff. I'm having a lot of fun on my Ultra Moon version. There's quite a bit of content for you to do after you beat the game. You look ready for anything. Like being ready to get my first Pokemon? Because you are absolutely right. Let's get out of here. Kukui, please take me away from my mom. She has so much text to go through. She talks so much. Alright, we are out of the house. See ya, Mom. Okay, we're going this way. That's more like it, yeah. See, he feels me too. He understands. Route 1. Can't catch anything yet, because we don't have any Pokeballs. Our first Pokemon will be the starter that we get to choose. I'm still trying to decide between Rowlet or Poplio. Oh yeah, looks like there's an excited Alolan trainer come to us. Professor Kukui, you gotta recommend another move for me sometime, please? Why? You already know which moves you want to use, yeah? You come find me next time your Pokemon learns a new move, and then I'll battle you. Ooh, rejected. He just walks away after that. Kid's probably just walking away with his head hanging down. Alright. Yes, yes, Professor Kukui, we understand the fact that Pokemon will pop out in tall grass. Oh, and you battle Pokemon? I had no idea. I had no idea you could battle Pokemon. How interesting. I really do enjoy the music in this game too. I think they did a good job. You'll notice that sometimes you can kind of hear the Pokemon cries in the background. I like that idea, but I feel like they made it a little bit... They made it a little bit too often. Like, you're constantly hearing these, like, Caterpie and Metapod crying, and I feel like it'd be better if it was maybe once every, I don't know, 5-7 seconds? But when it's like constant like that, I don't know, it's a little much. And I could be wrong, but I feel like in Ultra Moon they did lower the rate that the Pokemon cry out in the distance. I mean, I get it. It's really cool. It kind of gives you a way of showing you what kind of Pokemon are in the area without actually seeing them. So if you're familiar with Pokemon cries, which most people aren't, but if you have been playing the main series for a while, you might be familiar with some of the Pokemon's cries. And if you're walking in a certain area in this game and you hear that Pokemon cry, you'll know you can catch that Pokemon in the area. So I do think it was a cool idea. But yeah, and I'm pretty sure in Ultra Moon they made it so that they weren't crying quite as much. But I don't know. I'll have to play my Ultra Moon again and see if that was actually correct. So yeah, we showed up in Iki Town. No one was around. Professor Kukui told me to go investigate Mahalo Trail. Here we are on Mahalo Trail, and we have another awesome cutscene with Lily to watch. This is her little Pokemon that she nicknamed Nebby. Let's go help her out. What's wrong? You're just staring at me. Okay. It just takes like 5 seconds to say help me. Alright, Lily, I will help you. I will walk through this incredibly dangerous, broken, shiesty bridge just to save your Pokemon that you can't take responsibility for. No, he's protecting Nebby. Bam! Out of here, Spearow. This Pokemon is so cool. So, it's not really a spoiler if I tell you guys now, because they're about to tell you soon anyways, but that is a legendary Pokemon that just saved us. The guardian deity of the first island. Each island has its own guardian deity Pokemon, all named Tapu something. This is Tapu Koko. Sparkling Stone. This item becomes pretty important here pretty soon. Are you the Kahuna? I like how she doesn't actually answer. I mean, she shakes her head no, but then just completely ignores the question and hands me the sparkling stone. Yeah, she's very secretive about Nebby, because Nebby, the species of Pokemon that it is, which that name will be revealed soon, is a pretty rare Pokemon. And you'll also find out soon why she doesn't want people to know about it. Alright guys, it's happening. We're about to start our, we're about to pick our starter Pokemon here in a second. So excited. Oh man, I gotta make my decision now. Okay. Rowlet or Popplio, guys? See, there's another part that makes me lean toward Popplio because when I first played Moon, I went with Litten. When I went into my Ultra Moon game, I chose Rowlet. So I kind of feel like giving the last starter Pokemon a chance. Man, I don't know. What am I gonna choose? You know, I'm thinking more toward Popplio. I just keep coming up with reasons why I would want Popplio. Because I just remembered that Litten and Rowlet, the moves that they learn earlier on in the game aren't very good. I mean, they get some good moves, but sometimes they learn, like, I don't know, Lick or Foresight, which they're not that great. But I do remember that Popplio learns actually pretty good moves early on, so I think I'm gonna go with Popplio, guys. That early fairy type move should help me out quite a bit as well. Here they are! Yeah, I think I'm gonna choose Popplio. Plus, I feel like most people do not pick Popplio. It's definitely the most goofy looking of the three, so I feel bad for Popplio. It gets left out quite a bit. Oh, man. And then now when I'm presented with the actual option, now I'm, like, stuck. What do I want? Man, but Litten is also so cool. I love cats, so Litten is such an awesome starter Pokemon. Jeez. Oh, what am I gonna pick? Oh my gosh, I'm really stuck here. This is such an important decision, especially on a Nuzlocke run. Okay, alright, I need to make a decision here. I think I'm gonna go with Popplio. I've been talking about Popplio and all the reasons I wanted to choose it. So, let's do it. Popplio, I choose you. Yes. See, it's cute in its own way. It's a little goofing. It's a little goofy looking, but it's still cute. I love this scene where you just kind of have to watch and wait to see if the Pokemon will also choose you. Bork! Popplio! Alright. Our first starter Pokemon, our first Pokemon at all, Popplio! Yes! Now we can get things going. Popplio, I promise to take care of you. I won't let you faint, at least in the first 10 episodes. I hope. Oh man, the stress is already starting to hit in. Okay, Popplio, I will give you a nickname later. I'm gonna let you guys choose a name for my Popplio, but right now, no nickname. I'll wait till I get to that name raider on the second island. Alright, I've got my first Pokemon. We're getting our Pokedex. The Pokedex in this game is so awesome. There's so many features that I love about it. It's really in-depth with showing you the habitats of Pokemon, where you can find the species. Like, it shows you exactly. And then the Trainer Passport. This is where we'll get our stamps for our big accomplishments in the game. And here we go. Alright, I want to see Poplio's summary. It does look like it's a male Poplio, so if we were to breed this Pokemon, we wouldn't get a Poplio. When you're breeding Pokemon, the species that hatches from the egg will always be the same species as the female. And there's only a 12.5% chance of actually getting a female starter. So I wasn't really counting on it anyways. But it looks like we got Water Gun and Pound. And the nature is relaxed, so we have extra defense when we level up, but we get less speed when we level up. And you can tell by the red and blue text on the stats on the top screen. The red indicates a higher stat, blue indicates lower. So, I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, I know Poplio is slow anyways, so I'm not necessarily too concerned about it not getting as much speed per level up. But I do like that it's getting extra defense. You know, extra defense or special defense is pretty helpful in a Nuzlocke run. You definitely want your Pokemon to survive as many hits as possible. Alright. Well, let's move out of the town here. Here's our game's rival, guys. How? H-A-U. Your Pokemon look really cool. Thanks? I don't know how he can see them, but okay. Alright, I'm ready. Here we go, guys. Our first Pokemon battle. Let's do it! Yes, I won't lose. Gosh, look at the animations that they added for the trainers in this game, guys. This game looked so good when it first came out. It still does. Yep, so he chose Litten. He'll always end up having the starter that has the type disadvantage to your starter Pokemon. Which is interesting, because usually in Pokemon games your rival would choose the one that has the type advantage, but whatever, I guess I'm not complaining. So we're just going to go straight with water guns. We're not going to waste any turns doing fancy growl stuff. We're just going to whip out the damage right away. Claim an easy first win. Alright. Get out of here, Litten. Boom! Level 6 already. Awesome. Yeah, that was pretty easy. I'm ready for a little bit more of a challenge. I'm not going to I'm not going to ask for too much of a challenge, but that was a little bit too easy. So yeah, I know it's a bad idea getting too cocky in a Nuzlocke run, because that's always when I end up losing Pokemon. I'm like, oh, I'm so strong for this part of the game, I don't have to worry about a thing. And then that's exactly when bad things happen. So, I will try to keep the Nuzlocke ego down. I mean, my Pokemon's lives are at stake, so, no room to get cocky here. She is always losing track of Nebby. Alright, now we're back home. Alright, so now we're just introducing our Pokemon to Mom. And then we will start a new day where we get to catch our first Pokemon on Route 1. I'm so excited. But I'm probably going to cut the episode right after Mom is done talking here. I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. I know it was, a lot of talking. The beginning of the game has quite a bit of talking, not a whole lot of action. But, hey, we did our first battle. We won pretty easy, so at least we have that. Okay. The next day. Someone else is at the door. Alright guys, we'll see who's at the door in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Again, check out my Twitter and Instagram, subscribe, hit the like button if you like these videos, and I will catch you guys in the next episode. Catch you later.